Welcome to This Explainer. I am super excited you're here because today I'm going to act as your personal mentor to completely demystify AI agents. We're going to see exactly how anyone, and I mean anyone, can build them using just plain English. If you've been hearing all this wild buzz about AI lately but feeling, kind of left in the dust because you don't know how to code, well, take a breath because you are in the absolutely right place. Let's dive right in. Don't worry if you've literally never written a single line of code in your life. Here is our roadmap for today. We are going to quickly cover the automation revolution, enter Claude skills, build an infographic generator, automate daily AI news, look at the rise of skill engineering, and finally, wrap up with the human value in AI. All right, let's kick things off with Section 1, the automation revolution. Now, you might be sitting there wondering, what actually separates a true AI agent from, say, a regular run-of-the-mill automation? It's a great question, so let's set the baseline right now. For years, we've had basic automations, right? Things that just connect service A to service B. But an agent is an entirely different beast. It's a system that repeatedly and autonomously executes complex tasks on your behalf. And the best part, you don't have to manually push a button every single time to babysit it. And this visual brilliantly illustrates the shift. We are officially moving away from those incredibly complex drag-and-drop nodes that require API endpoints, and we're moving toward true agents that just run repeatedly in the cloud on your behalf. With older traditional workflows like Make or N8N, you really needed an intimate understanding of things like webhooks and REST APIs. And let's be honest, if one single node broke, the whole shebang crashed. But with true AI agents built in tools like Claude, you build with everyday conversational language. You just tell it what you want, and it handles the heavy lifting. It's a total game changer. Moving right along to Section 2, enter Claude skills. So let's explore our magic wand for this explainer. Claude has introduced some incredible capabilities that essentially turn it into a non-coder's absolute best friend. Think of these as your new superpowers. With Cowork, it executes tasks directly on your local system. Dispatch lets you command your entire desktop from your mobile phone while you're out grabbing a coffee. Scheduled tasks let you run these personal agents totally autonomously at specific times. And my personal favorite, the Skill Creator. This is basically a meta skill, an AI that actually writes the instructions for the AI. How cool is that? To show you just how insanely smart this is, our source material described a scenario where someone asked Claude to edit a video, and they sent this exact prompt right from their phone. Now, Claude initially tried to open Final Cut Pro on the user's desktop, but it couldn't quite figure out how to make the specific cuts inside that software. So what did it do? Give up? No way. It ingeniously pivoted and wrote its very own Python script using an audio-video tool called FFmpeg, completely removed the silences, exported the final video, and sent the Google Drive link straight back to the user's phone. Zero coding required from the user. Just mind-blowing. All right, Section 3, building an infographic generator. Let's look at a practical project. Instead of manually stringing together transcription services, Cloudinary, and complicated HTTP requests, we simply use that skill creator we just talked about to generate what's called a skill.md file. Think of this plain text file exactly like a recipe card in your kitchen. It gives your AI highly specific knowledge for a highly specific task. Because if you want a thumbnail in a very certain style, you can't just vaguely ask an AI every time and hope for the best, right? You have to give it context, constraints, and specific instructions, all saved right here in this one simple text file. Notice how cleanly the skill.md breaks down our infographic generator into super simple steps that Claude can follow every single time without fail. Step 1, it extracts the topic from whatever the user typed. 2, it asks you, hey, do you want a professional or a cartoon style? 3, it builds the perfect prompt behind the scenes. And 4, it seamlessly calls an external tool, specifically the Gemini Nano Pro API, to actually generate the final image. The whole process is automated, and you built it just by talking to the AI. Let's step it up a notch in Section 4, automating daily AI news. Okay, picture this timeline. Let's watch an actual agent in action, acting as your personal researcher and scriptwriter while you focus on, well, literally anything else. Every single day at 10 a.m., without anyone ever pressing a button, Claude just wakes up. By 10:01, it opens Chrome, visually scans your Twitter feed for trending AI topics. By 10:05, it analyzes that content and formats it perfectly into your predefined script style. And by 10:10, it bundles it all up and drops a finished PDF right in your lap. 7. That is the number of ready-to-shoot, potentially viral scripts this single morning agent delivered in a neatly formatted PDF. It completely eliminated the tedious job of manually hunting for ideas and drafting outlines for hours. You just wake up, sip your coffee, open a PDF, and bam, you have 7 perfect scripts waiting for you.
Which brings us to a massive paradigm shift in Section 5, the rise of skill engineering.
So the absolutely crucial takeaway here is that you need to forget prompt engineering. Honestly, skill engineering is where the real power lies now, because this is how you build robust, repeatable systems. Look at it this way. Prompt engineering is basically just asking a clever question once. But skill engineering, that's meticulously crafting the constraints, the references, and the explicit step-by-step logic so the AI can function independently as an autonomous worker, basically replacing traditional code altogether. And as you grow more comfortable with this, you can start snapping these modular skills together like building blocks. For instance, you could combine a script skill, a title skill, and a caption skill under one giant marketing plugin. As you can see here, a standalone skill does one very specific thing well, but a plugin acts as an umbrella. You can instruct your AI to just run the marketing plugin, and it will effortlessly sequence through all those individual interlinked skills to launch an entire end-to-end departmental campaign from scratch. Now you're probably thinking, what happens when this inevitably breaks? Well, remember, if things go sideways, you don't need to debug messy code. Your job as a skill engineer is literally just to provide feedback so the AI can improve its own workflow. If a process fails or a format looks wonky, you just take a screenshot of the error, paste it into the chat, and tell the AI to update its own skill.md file. Actually, it's almost too easy. It learns, it self-corrects, and it just keeps getting better over time. Let's wrap up our mentor session with Section 6, the human value in AI. Now, let's address the elephant in the room. If AI can do all of this, where exactly do you fit in? You might think the AI software itself is the prize here, but the truth is, companies aren't paying for the software. They are paying for the architect, that's you, who understands how to actually use it. Think about it. The most expensive AI subscription out there might run, what, $200 a month? But properly configuring these systems to actually replace a convoluted human workflow, that is where the massive, massive value lies. To put that into perspective, $10,000. That is the monthly value companies are happily paying for a human who can build an automated end-to-end system that replaces an entire business function. If you can walk into a company, analyze a team that currently spends 40 hours a week just manually drafting reports, and you replace that whole bottleneck with a scheduled Claude skill, you instantly become an invaluable, highly paid asset to that organization. I love this quote from our source material because it perfectly encapsulates your new superpower. The real value is the person getting things done. You are essentially the highly valued pilot of an incredibly cheap airplane. The true competitive moat isn't the underlying AI model itself, because let's face it, those update and change practically every week. It's your ability to engineer skills that solve real-world problems seamlessly. So now that you have the complete playbook, I really want to leave you with this one thought to chew on. Think about your own day-to-day routine. Is it sorting a mountain of emails, writing meeting summaries, drafting endless invoices? Take that single, repetitive task, open up the skill creator, and start engineering your time back. Get out there, start experimenting, have fun building, and I will see you in the next explainer.